Hey everybody, it's Carmela here. Listen, I am so excited about our time together every Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 12:15, every Wednesday that I can be here, I will be here. And today is no different. I have a really cool topic. Well, you know, my topic is always the same thing, right? We're talking about the mindset of a CEO and how, as entrepreneurs, we need to manage our businesses, how we need to show up in our business. You know, all of those things that are important. They really are. They really are important in your business if you want your business to be sustainable. If you're just trying something out, then you probably wouldn't be interested in anything that I have to say. But if you are here trying to build a business and a brand for the long haul, then you'll be interested in some of the things that I have to say and some of the tips that I like to share with you. So when you jump on, just say hello. Let me know you're there. Whether you're catching it live and you see that little red button over in the corner right there, whether you see the red button or not, I like your feedback and I like your engagement and your interaction. So when you jump on, tell me the type of business that you run. So just drop that in the comments. What type of business are you running right now? Because you know, you have people that are selling products, you have those that are selling services, some that only contract with the state, you know, whatever it is, just drop it in the comments and let me know what it is that you do, because I want to hear from you. And so one of the things that I want to make sure that I tell you before we dive in, I have 3 tips that I'm going to share with you on today, is to just remind you that I have a workshop that's coming up on Saturday at 9 o'clock a.m. It is 10 ways that we're losing money in our business and the 10 solutions to help shift those things. I believe that anytime that we identify a problem, we should also come back with a solution. And so that is on Saturday. It's $39.99. I probably could have did it free, but I just believe that if people invest something, that it shows that they are committed as well. If it's free, you can wake up with a headache and just not show up. And so I just think that as a business owner, you should be able to invest something into your business. And $39.99 is definitely nominal. It's a very small amount to pay for anything. If I share one thing with you that day that helps you move your business forward or helps you make 3-4 times what you invested, then it was worth it. So I know I'm going to share with you more than one thing to help you. So you're definitely worth that investment. So drop in the comments the type of business, say hello, let me know that you're there. Thank you for jumping on, Miss Sylvia. Hey, Raru, PR and multimedia agency. This lady is thebomb.com. She's there to help you promote your book, promote your CD, get your business shifted in a different light. So she's there to help you with that. So let's jump in. Here we go. Today's topic on the CEO mindset. Number one, I think this one is real important because we could get caught up in what's called the shiny object syndrome. So number 1 is birth one dream at a time. Birth one dream at a time. Who's going to be my scribe today and type that in the comments? Birth one dream at a time. I see this happen all the time where I'm trying to help somebody get started in the business, to help them pour all their time and the energy in something that you can get stable, something that can be sustainable, and then you can move on to something else. But they want to do everything at one time, and you have to be able to birth one dream at a time. You have to be able to focus in one specific area. Focus in that area. Get that one area off the ground. Get that one area sustainable. Get that one area where you have regular clients coming in. Get that one area where you have the income coming in, where you're satisfied, where you can pay yourself and pay your business. Get that one area strengthened. And then once that one area is strengthened, then you can add another layer to the cake. So you need to do one layer of this cake at a time. Because what happens is we're trying to bake this whole, see, the way you bake a pound cake and the way you bake a layer cake is different. The way you bake the layer cake is one layer at a time, and it don't take as long, right? I want you to hear me. I want you to think with your creative mind. It don't take as long when you bake one layer as it does if you bake the whole cake at one time. It takes a lot more time. And the reason I'm saying that is because think of your business as the whole cake. If you're trying to start 3 different product-based business at the exact same time, and we'll tell you what happens. People will see that you're having some success in your business, and then they will invite you to join their team. They're going to invite you to sell what they're selling. And so what happens is a couple of things. One, your customers are confused because they don't know what you specialize in. 2, you're splitting them now. You split up your audience. You split up your customer base and then you're mad because they stopped with product A and not shopping with product B. Is too much going on. And so when you're baking the pound cake all at one time, it takes a lot longer to build it. It takes a lot longer for that cake to cook. Same thing with your business. It takes a whole lot longer for you to make it sustainable if you are doing 3 and 4 things at one time. So I encourage you to work on one thing at a time, birth one dream at a time. So, and think about it this way. Which one is a good foundation that you can build upon? Right? Which one is a good foundation you can build upon? I have multiple streams in my business, and I have one's product and one is service. Well, one is sustainable, one is stable, one has a regular income coming in. There's a team in place. I have support in place. That building is that business, that particular stream or that layer of the cake is already made. And so I'm constantly adding to it. I'm adding the decorations to it and the layers of cream in between the different layers. I still have to tend to the cake, but the cake itself, for all intents and purposes, is already prepared. And so make sure that you don't have the shiny object syndrome, and then you're trying to do 3, 4, 5 things all at one time. You got to be real careful with that, because when you build your business that way, you come across, may not be true, but you could come across as just kind of being all over the place. And so you want to be focused and make sure that you have your customers in place. Make sure that you know who your ideal customers are for this just one layer of you. That doesn't mean that the rest of your ideas have to go to the wayside. You're just focusing on one layer right now. Get that one layer stable, get that one layer sustainable, and then you begin to build your second layer. So I hope that makes sense to you. So number 1 is birth one dream at a time. Number 2 is know your audience. Somebody put that in the comments for me. Thank y'all for joining me. Know your audience. So number 1, birth one dream at a time. Number 2 is know your audience. And I had to talk about this today because of a question that I posed on yesterday. Know your audience. Knowing your audience is fundamental, because you can't say the business is not working if you don't know who the product is for. Whoever that product is for, that's how you go. You got to go and find them. You got to go where that customer is, right? So yesterday I asked the question, and I struggled with asking the question because I know people just read so much into things. But I asked the question about luxury items and who buys these things, right? And for me, I was very surprised because I do have a client that sells products that are high end. She sells high end luxury items, and some of the items, they're not the authentic items, but people are still paying high end prices for the lookalikes. And so I was really surprised at who the audience is, because you could think that somebody's audience is a whole bunch of wealthy people that are buying luxury items, and that is not the case. That's why number 2, know your audience, is so important, because you got to go where your fish are biting. We did a whole training on, are you fishing in the right pond? And that's what that did for me. It really opened my eyes to where her customers were. I understand the luxury demographic, but what threw me off was who is actually a part of that demographic, because I thought the luxury demographic was only wealthy people, but that is so not the case. And so you got to know where your customers are. You got to be able to get in and network in those areas. Don't try to pull them to you. Go to where they are. Go to where they are. And our PR specialist, she's done a lot of work in this area, prototypes for each demographic. You got to know your people. And that's it in a nutshell. Know your people and go where they are. Hear me. Go where your fish are biting. Make sure that they can see you. Get in the way. Make sure you invest in yourself when it comes to your marketing, when it comes to your advertising, when it comes to your branding. All of that stuff is necessary if you know who your ideal client is. And you have to be able to appeal to them. Appeal to your ideal client. And I mentioned luxury demographic, but that's not everybody's ideal client. Some people work with corporate, and some people work with corporate in communications. Some work in corporate in different, just like she said, in different demographics within the demographic, right? And so you just got to know where your people are and go to where they are and make sure you get in the way so that they can see you and they can experience what it is that you have to offer. And number 3 is under promise and over deliver. Under promise and over deliver. Y'all drop that for me. That's the last one. Under promise and over deliver. And if you have any questions, put those in the comments too. Under promise and over deliver is so important. I was just talking to somebody this morning who has the exact opposite of that. They're in like this nightmare situation with people who are not delivering what they promised. And so as an entrepreneur, especially when you're trying to get off the ground, that can be real damaging to your name and to your brand. And so you make sure that you under promise and over deliver. Make sure that when you tell somebody that you can do something, that you can do it. And make sure that if they ask you to do something that's outside of your wheelhouse, that you are honest enough to say that you can't do it. Make sure that you under promise and over deliver. If you can't do what the potential client is asking you to do, you should be the person with integrity that you can say that that is not what I do, but I can refer you to somebody. If you do like what we talked about yesterday and begin to make promises based on your need for money, then it will damage your business. So you got to make sure that when you make promises and when you enter into contractual agreements, that you're not entering into those agreements out of a place of lack. Like, I got to have this contract, so I got to say that I can do all these things so that I can get this money in. That is operating from a place of lack. And if you operate from a place of lack, it will come back and bite you in the butt. I don't even have a proper way to say that. It will come back and harm you in business. And so I see this happen all the time where we hire you in to do something that you specialize in doing, and you should take that agreement. And in the middle of the agreement, we begin to talk, and then I have another need. And so instead of you saying, well, that's not an area that I work in, but I can refer you to so-and-so and so-and-so, you want to keep the money for yourself because you need it. And then at this point, you begin to make promises that you can't keep, or now you're learning on the job at my expense. And so you got to be very careful with that, because at that point, you not only you don't get a referral, but now if it continues, it can get really, really bad and be a black eye on your business. And so make sure that you do these 3 things that we talked about. Birth one dream at a time. One dream at a time. That means get one thing stable, get it off the ground, and then you can go on to that next level. The second thing is know your audience. Know your people, know what it is that they need, and go to where they are. Raru put a tip in here for that luxury demographic. Luxury prototypes are aspirational jet setters. They don't look at price. They look at style, convenience, exclusivity. It's a lifestyle, and I love it. And so don't get it twisted from my question yesterday, because I'm shifting, right? I'm shifting. I just didn't know. Like, remember, my research yesterday was from a perspective of a client and who was in the demographic. That's the part that threw me off. I understand what the people need, but I didn't understand who was actually buying this stuff. I thought that was really eye-opening for me. And then number 3, under promise and over deliver. If you want your business to go to the next level, under promise and over deliver. And the people that you work with will gladly give you referrals. You won't even have to ask for them. They'll be telling people about what you did for them. They'll be telling people about the results that you've given them. They will tell other people gladly. And just like Raru said, if you're getting people results and you are delivering what you promised, price won't be an issue because they know you can get the results. And so when you can give people what you promise, it changes the game in your business. So that's our CEO chat for today. Unless you have any questions for me, those 3 things: birth one dream at a time, know your audience, under promise, and over deliver. Be consistent. Be consistent in your business. I love y'all, and I'll be back soon. Don't forget, Saturday night, 9 a.m. is our workshop, and you can jump on and join us at $39.99. I shared with you in the very beginning. I could have probably did it free, but I just believe that as entrepreneurs, the ones that I want to work with are the ones that don't mind investing in their business. I love you. Have a great day.